Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Coffee Break with John. I'm John, your host. I don't know exactly what time it is here, folks. I'll find out for you right now. It is 7:23 uh, here in the Philippines. 3:30, I think it is, or 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. back in Vancouver. I thought I'd do a video on my impressions of the Philippines. I mean, I've been here 7 days now. I thought I'd give you a little bit of a rundown of what I think of the Philippines and its people. People are great. There's no words, ands, ifs, or ands about it. They are friendly, kind, happy-go-lucky people. They bend over backwards to do anything for you. Very hospitable and just remarkably polite. Um, the stores around here, they're around a little bit different than what they are here back in Canada. I mean, um, everybody here has uniforms, and they're all the same. It doesn't matter what store you go to; they're in full uniforms. The banks, they're in uniforms. You know, there's no casual dress here. It's uniform, uniform, uniform. Um, I mean, the properties around. I mean, some of them are a little bit run down, but the people that live in them are very happy. Um, and they seem to like it no matter what, whatever the conditions are. Um, they seem to keep their attitude about them, right? One thing about them, they're very humble people. Um, we decided today to go out and buy mom a fridge. She was very humble. She didn't want to take it. She said you could spend your money somewhere else, so on and so forth. Um, but no, I mean, if we wanted to buy her something, we're going to buy it, right? Um, she's just got to be able to accept that, right? And like she said, she's just shy, and she's never had anybody to help her like that. And I told her she's part of our family, part of my family now. What she needs, she's going to have, right? The one thing I do say around here, it's a little bit slower pace when you go into stores and shopping marts and stuff like that here. Um, the appliances and stuff like that seem like they're reasonably priced. I mean, we picked up a cooler today for mom, a fairly big size to keep her Pepsis, her pops, and all that in. I mean, that thing there would cost probably in around about $15 to $2,000 back in Canada. Here, $500. That's nothing, right? I do say that the groceries around here now are a little bit more money because of some of the stuff they have to ship in. When they ship it in, um, I guess it costs us money for them to do that. What else? Traffic here though is crazy. I'm not going to lie to you. It's I've been driving here for the last week, and if you do not have your senses with you, you are getting into an accident. They are all over the place. They cut in front of you. There's no signal lights here. For the most part, there's no real direction to the traffic and the way it's done here. But if you follow the flow, you follow the flow, right? I mean, there's a lot of people here that are driving that do not have a license, and you can tell that. There's a lot of vehicles here that are not insured, which I don't understand, but it is what it is. It's their country; they're going to do what they want. Um, First thing in the morning around here is very, very noisy. Uh, I've lived on farms before and stuff like that where they've had roosters. Uh, it's nothing like first thing in the morning here. 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, they have what's called a sportsplex over here um, that does exercise for the whole community, and their music is so loud. I mean, you could feel the bass in our apartment here. So I mean that goes on from 5:30. So you know you're going to be awake. It's simple as that. The music's so loud, it's yeah, you can't go back to sleep with it. And then besides that, you got the roosters and whatever dogs barking out by the door. I mean, it's quite a noisy place to go to sleep. Let me tell you. During the day, it's fairly warm. Today has probably been the hottest it's been since I've been here. I'm going to say it was every bit of 33, 34 degrees out here today. Um, I was doing everything I could to stay cool, let me tell you. I have my fans going. I have a little bit, I'm up on the third floor, so we have a nice breeze coming in through the door. Um, and I have two fans going and so on and so forth. So I'm fairly cool, right? At night, in the afternoons here, it does stay cool, and it's quite nice, right? As for everything else around here, like I said, there's nothing really bad to say about anything. Everything around here is pretty good. Um, the only thing I have to complain about is the traffic. The traffic is kind of nuts. Um, the they like I said, it's a little bit slower when you go into the stores and stuff like that. Um, I mean, we were into the bank today. Oh my good lord! It took us every bit of an hour and a half to get done what we needed done, right? Whereas in Canada, you walk into the bank, you do your thing, and boom, you're right through the door, right? Here, there's not. There's a process of doing everything. First, you have to get a slip to tell them exactly what you're going to do. On that slip, they give you a number. You sit down, you wait for your number to appear on the screen, and then you go up. Every transaction is different into the bank, and you have to get a different slip of paper for every different kind of transaction. So if you had to change over currency, that's a separate ticket. If you wanted to put money into the bank, that's a different ticket. If you want to take money out of the bank, it's a different ticket. So yeah, it's a big process. Um, Shopping stores around here, same way. I mean, you go in, they have armed guards, guys, into food stores. Armed guards. These people are taking, they have 12 gauge pump action shotguns, and they're ready to use them. Right? You go in, you pay for your groceries, and they give you this big tag, and that security officer checks your bill before you leave the store to make sure everything is paid for. It's the storeways around here is pretty organized, but it takes a long time. Excuse me, guys. You go into the store like we did today. We went into the mall. Um, there's no trouble getting your phone fixed. Oh my good lord. We were into the mall today, and I bet you every little store that was in the center of the mall was a phone repair place. How they make money doing this, I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know how they pay their rent for the little booth that they have. Um, but I guess they do somehow, right? What else? There's lots, like you can never not find a store here in the Philippines. Every house, every second house even, has what they're called a sorry store or whatever, where they sell chips and loose cigarettes and I guess a drink of rum or whatever else they want to buy. And this is the way people make their money around here. They're not lazy people by no means of the imagination. They're very how would you say committed to making a living. Now, otherwise, try to get them to change. God forbid. They are Filipinos can be very set in their ways, especially the older generation. Um, I don't know why, but it's just the way they are, right? I mean, it's the same thing back in Canada, though. I mean, my mom was pretty set in her ways as well. Uh, other than that, it's pretty calm here. I mean, everybody is pretty well happy all the time. Like I said, the food is decent. I don't really eat Filipino food. My wife does. She is Filipino. My go to shop is like KFC or McDonald's. Um, but we have gone out to the grocery store here and there just to buy some groceries. And like I said, groceries here are not cheap, guys. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Um, that it's going to be easy to live in the Philippines, because believe me, it's not. It really ain't. Um, I mean, everybody's out for everybody, and it's hard to find somebody that will do something for nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's about it for today, guys. I'm going to be doing another quick video here tomorrow, probably a short one. I do plan on doing a live stream from here. Um, I'd like to get a few people doing, like a few people in, so we can do an interview with them. Maybe my daughter can set up a couple of people to come by the house here. We can ask a little bit of questions about the educational system. That's another strange thing, guys. Educational system here is, wow, way out of town. It's totally different than back in Canada. Um, I mean, these kids are getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning to go to school. They start for 6. They work till 1 o'clock, and it's crazy. Anyway, guys, like I said, please comment, like, and subscribe. Help me grow my channel. I'm sorry the videos are not more constant than what they are. I'm trying to get them out to you here, but the internet around here is spotty at best. It's not 5G or anything like that. I do have a better camera, but for some stupid reason, I can't get it to download. So I have to use my phone, which is fine. It is what it is. We'll just go and do what we have to do here. This weekend, though, guys, my daughter is going to be into a parade. I'm hoping to get some footage of that so we can put it up here online. Check it out. They're a bunch of great kids. They work hard at what they do, and apparently they got a parade going on where they play their trombones and trumpets and clarinets and all that sort of stuff. So it should be pretty exciting. We're looking forward to that this weekend. It's some sort of festival. I don't know what festival it is. Well, I know it's a festival. I will find out what kind of festival it is and let you guys know. So yeah, that'll be in the next video. That's probably going to be in, that's going to be in the video. I don't think I can do a live stream from over there. I wish I could, but I can't. But we'll probably do a live stream here. Get a few people on, have a little chit chat with them, and go from there. Okay, guys, have a great evening. I know it's getting a little bit later here. I know it's early in the morning back in Canada. Hopefully you get to watch the video and comment, like, and subscribe. And like I said, guys, join me for the next one. Until then, guys, God bless. Hold your loved ones close. Bye for now. What the hell? What the hell? Won't want to stop. Stop!